In this lesson, we're going to continue working on converting the My Account PSD file to HTML and CSS. So let's open up our My Account PSD into Photoshop. I've already got mine opened up here in advance. Now in the last lesson, we completed the order history page, and this time we're going to work on the personal details page. That's the number 1 folder. So again, we can reuse a lot of the same code that we used on the order details page, and we'll also be able to use the form code that we created on the new account page. Now, before we start on the personal details page, if we go to the browser and take a look at our order history page, you can see that I've forgotten to style the link for each order. They're just regular links. Instead, they should be this light blue color with no underline. So I want to add in that CSS first. Let's go into our text editor. Let's open up our main.css file, and let's scroll down to our order details and history styles. Here we are. And after our table styles, down here towards the bottom, let's target the order history ID, and we'll style regular links, and we'll also style visited links. Let's set the color to that light blue that we've used, the 5D AAD0, and we'll set the text decoration to none. Let's go into the browser and take a look. We'll refresh the order history page, and there we go. That looks better, and it now matches the rest of the site. So now let's get to work on the personal details page. Let's go back into our text editor, and let's open up the order details.html file. Let's copy all of this code in here to use as our template. We'll close it out, and let's create a new file. We'll paste in our code, and let's save this as personal-details.html. Let's scroll up to the top. We'll change the title here to say personal details. Then let's scroll down to the order details div. Here it is. And let's change this to use a personal details ID instead. Then we'll change the H1 heading to say personal details, and then we can delete everything inside of this div except our H1 heading. So we'll get rid of the table and the link here. Now let's change the comment to say personal details. Now we just need to grab the form from the new account page. Let's open up the new account.html file. Let's scroll down to the new account div, and let's copy this entire form. So from the starting form tag all the way down to the closing form tag, copy that. We can close it out, and let's paste it right underneath our personal details heading. Then we can delete the password and password confirmation form fields, as we won't need those. And if we look at the design, we can see that the button says Save Changes. So let's change our button value. This will be Save Changes. And that's it for our HTML. Let's go into the browser and take a look at it. Let's change this to go to the personal-details.html page. And here it is. So now we just need to style our form. Now if we look at the design, you can see that this form was styled with 2 columns in mind, but we're only going to have 1 column. So we're just going to have our button stay on the left-hand side. Let's switch back into our text editor, and let's go into our main.css file. And again, we can reuse our current styling here for the order details to style our personal details. Let's go up to the top, and let's add a comment here for the personal details. Let me make sure to spell that right. Then we just need to add our personal details ID to the order details and history styling. And let's not forget to add it onto the IE7 margin fix. So we'll target the LT IE8 class and add the personal details ID to it. Let's save this and take a look at it in the browser. We'll refresh. There we go. It's positioned properly. Now let's continue styling the form. Let's go back into our text editor, and let's scroll up to the new account styling. Here we are. Let's add a little comment here for the personal details styles. And we'll start just by adding the personal details ID to the H1 styles. We can target the personal details ID and style the H1 heading. Then we'll do the same thing for the label. Then we'll add this to the paragraph tags as well. Then next, we'll add it for the input fields that are inside of the paragraph tags. And lastly, let's add it for the required field. And with that last change, we're now finished with the personal details page. Let's switch into the browser and take a look at the final result. We'll refresh the page, and there we go. That looks pretty good. So that's it for the HTML and CSS of our personal details page. I'll see you in the next lesson.